It's getting late. Time to go. That beautiful memory is so distant that it has become distorted. Bring along the investigation records. They may come in handy. Nice to meet you. 3 weeks ago, I was investigating the mining disaster in Golden Cave. My plan was to interview the survivors. But before I left, I received a message from a colleague who'd been out of reach for days. She'd finally obtained an invitation to Aletys Manor, with the help of an ingenious disguise. I decided to assume her identity and return to my paradise from long ago. The now infamous manor. My gut told me it might be my only chance to unravel its secrets with my own hands. This is a very familiar song to me. Hi. I received an invitation.
Greetings. I'm the butler of this manor. My apologies, but we weren't expecting you today. The lord of the manor isn't here, but another guest has arrived. This way, please.
Has a relaxed demeanor, fits in very well here, and doesn't look like a newcomer. Well dressed in properly maintained clothes, but they were in vogue 3 years. Finely crafted gloves, worn out of habit, but there are signs of wear between the thumb and index fingers.
Mr. Kreeberg, this is, the reporter? I see. It's a pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure's all mine. You can call me... Mr. Kreeberg, your performance...
It was composed by a friend.
Your father was a
Indeed. Many.
Mr. Kreeberg.
Forgive me. I'm afraid we're not... I'm a little tired, so I plan to return to my room. Farewell.
A familiar, yet unfamiliar place. A little old, simply maintained, but cleaned well. An oil painting of the Mirror of Venus. It looks almost exactly like the painting from my childhood. Perhaps they are one and the same? This was my father's favorite piano. I clearly remember it being destroyed in that accident, but someone has restored it. This place is exactly like the manor I remember. If my memory isn't deceiving me, of course.
This is your room. I'll excuse myself if there's nothing else you need.
Can I have a moment of your time to ask you a few questions?
Of course.
Mr. Butler, when did
Mr. Kreeberg arrived?
he introduced himself as a...
Not entirely, Mr. But when it comes to Mr. Kreberg suffers from mild psychasthenia and does not like being disturbed. So we place...
To my knowledge,
Besides Mr. Kreberg and you, there are...
Mrs. Pliny.
Indeed.
Where will she stay?
Mrs. Plinius is in the... Indeed. The writer of
Where will he stay? Has the Lord made any other plans?
Once all the guests have arrived, the Lord... You must be exhausted. Dinner is served at... Feel free to ask...
Thracian girl carrying the head of Orpheus on his lyre. It's a part of my father's collection. According to my previous investigations, it should have been sold off by our greedy relatives, just like the painting in the living room. But someone has brought it back here again. This used to be my bedroom, but it has been modified into a guest. Perhaps I'll have the chance to discuss this book with Mr. Orpheus. I need to learn more about the environment here before I can proceed to the next step. I paid special attention to the surroundings on the way here. I didn't expect to return here like this. Even though the interior of the second floor has changed, the entire building seems to be an intentional restoration of the main building from back then. So this floor plan Father